You wake up, motivated. You set your intentions. You stare at your vision board and say your affirmations. But hours pass, and nothing gets done. Days go by. Weeks blur. The dream life you keep visualizing? Still out of reach. What if I told you that the law of attraction isn't failing you, you're failing the law? Here's the truth. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you do. And today, you're going to learn a technique so simple, yet so powerful, it will reprogram your energy and shift your entire reality in just 5 minutes. You already know what you should be doing. But you're stuck, not because you're lazy, but because your mind is addicted to hesitation. Napoleon Hill called it the death of desire through delay. Joe Dispenza proved it with science. When you stay in thought alone, you're simply recycling the past. So how do you break free? It starts with a deceptively small shift, taking imperfect, uncomfortable action, right now. Not when you feel like it. Not when you're confident. Now, this video isn't about motivation. It's about rewiring your identity through movement. Because once you act, you align your frequency. You collapse time. You become magnetic. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how the 5-minute rule, a tiny commitment to do something for just 5 minutes, can unlock your full manifestation potential. You'll see how high performers like Oprah, Ferriss, and even Kobe Bryant use this kind of immediate action to bend reality in their favor. This is your moment of decision. Will you keep waiting for motivation? Or will you finally move and let the universe catch up? Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, scripting, meditating, visualizing, affirming, but still, life stays the same? Here's what they rarely tell you: you can't manifest from a standstill. Because the universe doesn't respond to what you think. It responds to what you embody. Joe Dispenza puts it clearly. You can't wait for healing to feel whole. You must feel whole to begin healing. And to feel whole, you must move into a new state of being, not just mentally, but physically, emotionally, and energetically. Action is not a side note in the law of attraction. It's the spark. The trap is this: people believe they need to feel inspired before they act. But in truth, it's action that creates inspiration. It's movement that generates momentum. It's progress that unlocks belief. Napoleon Hill knew this long before neuroscience caught up. In Think and Grow Rich, he wrote, "The man who acts with definiteness of purpose and a burning desire attracts favorable circumstances." And what creates definiteness? Decision followed by immediate action. Even if small. Even if messy, when you act, you're not just doing something. You're disrupting your old energetic field. You're breaking the inertia of fear, self-doubt, and waiting. Let's make this real. In 1986, Oprah Winfrey was offered a morning show on a struggling television network. She had limited national recognition, and the opportunity came with uncertainty. The timing wasn't perfect. The path wasn't guaranteed. Yet she didn't hesitate, she trusted her intuition. She acted. That decision didn't just change her career, it shifted her frequency. In her words, "I had no idea what was coming. But I knew this: standing still was never the answer." Within a year, her show expanded nationally. Within a few more, she had become one of the most influential figures in American media. Not because she waited for confidence, but because she built it through action. That's the vibration the universe answers. Think of it like this: you're a radio station. Every thought, every hesitation, every "I'll do it tomorrow" sends out a frequency. But the moment you act, even if it's just opening your laptop, making the call, writing the email, you change the station. You shift from hoping to happening. From visualization to embodiment. Joe Dispenza explains this through the science of neuroplasticity. When you begin to do something differently, your brain literally rewires. You become a new person. So here's the truth. If you're not manifesting what you want, it's not because your vision board is wrong, it's because your body is still acting from the energy of your past. You must move into the energy of your future. It doesn't have to be dramatic. One micro move creates a ripple. That ripple becomes a wave. That wave becomes your new reality. Oprah didn't wait for certainty. She moved, and the path appeared. So ask yourself, what would shift in your life today if you simply acted? What vibration would you begin to send? Because the real law of attraction isn't passive. It's a dance between vision and decision. And once you move, the universe moves with you. So now you understand that action changes your energy. But what if you still can't get yourself to move? You know what you need to do. You've written the goals. You've visualized the dream. You've even read the books and watched the motivational clips. And yet, When it's time to actually start, you freeze. This is where the 5-minute rule becomes your breakthrough. The concept is deceptively simple. Commit to doing the task you're avoiding for just 5 minutes. No more. The goal isn't to finish it. The goal is to break the cycle of inaction and start shifting your frequency, because in manifestation, your vibration is created by behavior, not just belief. And movement, even the smallest, sends a signal: I'm ready. I'm available. I'm in motion. Joe Dispenza teaches that the body becomes the unconscious mind when we live in repetition. Meaning, if you keep hesitating, procrastinating, or overthinking, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who delays. But when you act, even briefly, you interrupt that cycle. Neuroscience backs this up. When you take a micro-action, your brain releases dopamine, the motivation molecule. That small win gives you clarity, focus, and a slight chemical reward. Your internal state changes. And suddenly, a task that felt heavy becomes manageable. It's not magic. It's momentum. Tim Ferriss, best-selling author of The 4-Hour Workweek, uses a similar principle daily. He calls it lowering the activation energy. In his words, if a task feels overwhelming, I start with 2 minutes. No pressure. Just movement. That alone breaks resistance and gives me leverage. This mirrors what Napoleon Hill taught nearly a century ago. Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done the day before yesterday. The antidote isn't more thinking. It's a micro-action that sends a macro signal that here's how it works. Let's say you want to write a book. Instead of committing to a full chapter, just sit down and type for 5 minutes. Even one paragraph. Or maybe you've been avoiding a sales call. Pick up the phone. Dial one number. Speak for 5 minutes. Then decide if you want to continue. Maybe you want to start meditating. Don't plan a 30-minute silent retreat. Just close your eyes for 5 minutes. Breathe. Feel. Be. These small acts may seem insignificant, but energetically, they're massive. They shatter the illusion of perfection. They dissolve the emotional resistance that's keeping you stuck. You're no longer just thinking about change, you're embodying it. Dr. Dispenza explains. The moment you take action that's inconsistent with your current identity, you begin the process of becoming someone new. That someone new is the version of you that already has what you're trying to attract, because manifestation doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to aligned identity. Every time you show up for 5 minutes, you're sending the universe a powerful message. I am becoming. I am shifting. I am moving toward what I desire. And the universe listens. You begin to feel different. You carry yourself differently. You see new opportunities. Why? Because your brain and your energy field are no longer operating from the past, they're syncing with the vibration of your future. Here's the paradox. The 5-minute rule works because it's small. That's why your brain doesn't resist it. There's no pressure. No fear of failure. Just forward movement, and once you begin, you usually keep going. 5 minutes becomes 15. 15 becomes flow. And flow becomes manifestation. So let me ask you. What's one action you've been avoiding that you could do for 5 minutes right now? Set a timer. Don't overthink it. Just move, because when you move, everything else does too. There's a moment in every journey when motivation fades. The vision board stops feeling exciting. The affirmations feel empty, the energy just isn't there. That's when most people stop. But the ones who succeed, the ones who manifest what they want, do something radically different. They keep going, they move even when they don't feel like it. They show up when no one's watching. They understand one of Napoleon Hill's most overlooked principles. Persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. What does this have to do with the law of attraction? Everything, because discipline isn't just a trait. It's a vibrational frequency. And that frequency tells the universe, I'm serious. Joe Dispenza explains it this way. If you want to become someone new, you must think, act, and feel in alignment with that version until it becomes automatic. That's what discipline does. It automates your alignment. Each time you act consistently, even in discomfort, you're rewiring your identity. You're proving to yourself, and to the quantum field, that your future is non-negotiable. Let's look at someone who embodied this truth. Kobe Bryant. Kobe didn't just train when he was motivated. He trained every single day. Early morning. Late night. Repetition after repetition. When asked what separated him from other athletes, his answer was simple. I'm willing to do the same thing over and over again, without losing passion. That's not just work ethic. That's frequency. Kobe understood that greatness is built through energetic consistency. And that kind of rhythm pulls results toward you like gravity. In the world of manifestation, most people sabotage their own field by being inconsistent. One day they meditate. The next, they scroll for hours. One week they visualize. Then they disappear from their own goals. This inconsistency sends mixed signals to the subconscious and to the universe, but when you're disciplined, something powerful happens. You become magnetic. You start attracting not just opportunities, but people, ideas, and momentum. Why? Because consistency builds resonance. And resonance creates trust, internally and universally. Let's go deeper. Every repeated action builds a neural pathway. Each time you stick to your routine, you strengthen that circuit. Eventually, your mind stops resisting. Your body stops negotiating. It becomes who you are. Discipline makes manifestation inevitable, not because you force the outcome, but because you become the type of person who naturally attracts it. As Hill wrote, "You may be deceived if you trust too much, but you will live in torment if you don't trust yourself." Discipline builds that trust, and once you trust yourself, the universe follows suit. Here's a metaphor. Think of your dream like a satellite signal. To connect, your energetic field must stay tuned to a specific frequency. If you keep switching channels, stopping, starting, doubting, the signal drops. But if you hold the signal through consistent action, the message gets through. That's when results show up, not by chance. By vibration. You don't manifest success once. You maintain the frequency until success has no choice but to arrive. So how do you develop this kind of discipline? Start small, but start daily. Wake up when you say you will. Honor your word. Keep your promises, even the ones no one sees. As Joe Dispenza says, the hardest part of change is not making the same choices you made the day before. But once you do, day after day, you become unstoppable. Discipline isn't punishment. It's powered. It's the frequency of self-respect. And nothing attracts abundance faster than a person who truly respects themselves. So ask yourself, are you showing up like the person you're trying to become? Because when you do, consistently, intentionally, relentlessly, the universe stops questioning. It starts delivering. You've visualized. You've affirmed. You've dreamed. But now you know the truth. Manifestation only begins when you do, because the universe doesn't reward potential. It rewards motion. And motion, no matter how small, sends a ripple through your energetic field. A signal. A declaration. That signal says, I'm done waiting. I'm done doubting. I'm becoming the version of myself who already has what I desire. Napoleon Hill said, do not wait, the time will never be just right. Start where you stand. That's the heart of this entire journey. Start where you stand. With 5 minutes. With one decision. With one action. Joe Dispenza reminds us that your personality creates your personal reality. And every choice you make, every act of discipline, every micro move, reshapes that personality, that vibration, that future. So the real question isn't whether the law of attraction works. It's whether you're aligned with what you're asking for. Because the life you want is not waiting for you in the distance. It's waiting for you to become ready, not by thinking, but by moving. Imagine what shifts if you do 5 intentional minutes a day. Imagine what opens when you stop waiting to feel like it. Imagine who you become when discipline is no longer a burden, but your new baseline. You don't need more time. You need more trust, in yourself, in your vision, in the process. So here's your invitation, take 5 minutes, today. Move toward your future self. Align. Act. Let the momentum carry you. And then, share this video with someone who needs to stop waiting and start becoming. Because action doesn't just change your life. It inspires others to change theirs too.